The Youth to Men program is a diversionary course designed to keep teenage criminals out of jail by giving them different options. This is the fourth course, and it was developed by Henare O'Keefe, whose background is in youth justice, and Rory McCallum, who spent 20 years in the British Special Forces. Over the last 10 weeks, the boys have been building up their fitness levels, undertaken 2 camping expeditions, and have been involved in a host of activities designed to increase their skill base. In week 2, Jamie and Angus were removed after a violent incident. Callum did not want to return after the first camping trip, and trouble outside the course saw Chassie leave in week 9. Founder and tutor Henare O'Keefe left in week 8.
I want to flood these boys with so much love. The way the program is heading now doesn't lend itself to that. It's more along the lines of a disciplinarian, military type kaupapa that prevails.
Rory is now the sole leader of the course. 12 boys started, there are 8 boys left, and 6 weeks to go.
Okay, grab yourselves some packs, fellas. You need to put your black plastic bag. Anyone you want.
It's week 10, and the boys are getting ready for their toughest physical challenge yet. A 48k trek around Lake Waikaremoana in only 2 days.
Yeah, we got food, come get it. We all want to eat. One bag's up there.
You all want that food, fellas?
We got like chocolate biscuits and shit.
That slab tea and Tim Tams.
Mere chocolate bar now, dog. Want some of this, Peter, dog?
You got 3 gas canisters for lunch for 2 days. You mess around with them, you don't eat. Who's been smoking this morning?
Smoking cigarettes?
No, other than cigarettes, boys.
Who's been
Pretty strong.
Before they set off on their 3rd expedition, marijuana was discovered on one of the boys.
Hi there. You know the Common Square County? You know about the... we talked about before, Hayden. Hayden is up. It's Hayden Hayward. And you know, don't you, without any doubt about bringing drugs onto the course. First of all, just tell me why you brought it.
It's stand, I suppose.
Can you not go without it, Hayden? For just even 2 or 3 days? Is that hard to go without it, son?
No, I'm going without.
Yeah, we don't want to lose you, mate. We really don't. But you're pushing us so hard, and you're just taking the piss out of us and sort of everything that this stands for.
I've listened to both your instructors, and they've said the same thing. You know, that you're their top student. You know, you've stepped in the right direction the furthest out of a whole lot of them. They don't want to lose you because of the potential they see in you. But this stuff here is going to ruin it all for you, mate. You know, you get back into our attention, our books, our bad books, pretty much.
You end up in court, get a conviction against you for drugs, you can't even leave the country. You got a good chance here, mate.
You know, we're going to hold on to this and give you a warning at this stage. However, if you fall off the track, then it's going to come back and bite you in the bum, eh? You know? And you've been told and you've been warned, so there's going to be no other options. You understand that?
Sure.
We've gone out on the bat for you.
Right, where you go, son? Are you finished, guys?
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go, mate.
Cheers. Thanks a lot. He's a good kid. Hayden Hayward, as I've said this 100 times now, I've never met any kid on these courses that tries as hard as he does. I mean, he puts in 110% every single time. Effort-wise, he's head and shoulders above. Again, a very bright young lad, and he's very, very intuitive and clever. And again, I believe he can do so well.
When young people offend, the police are encouraged to find alternatives to a prosecution. And there's legislation that encourages us to do that. And it's a challenge for police to try and get a balance between warning someone and giving them an alternative action or taking them to youth court. And normally it's just a judgment balance. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we get it wrong. If young men offend while on this course, you've got to balance up, do I bring the full weight of the law in and possibly get them kicked off the course, or do I try and use alternative methods like warnings and telling them off, or whatever. You've got to try and be creative.
I've never been a while.
You remember what I said?
Oh, no.
Oi, come out. Come, fellas, everybody, get out.
Tyson.
The drugs men. We all know what's going down. I'm not going to give you a lecture about it. Anyone caught smoking when we're out there, now Hayden, we've got the drugs off him. If anyone else has got them then, give them now. Has anyone got them on you? Why do I know you're bullshitting? I just know that there's people here who've got it. We're going to be watching you so closely, fellas. I swear to God, do not be found with those drugs on you.
I'd actually say these guys are actually more sophisticated in many ways within their personalities, within their understanding of life, and also of drug use as well. And their drug use is far and beyond any of the other courses we've had. And that is really scary. Although saying that, we've made some really serious and significant sort of inroads into their understanding of what drugs can do to you.
Most people I know, just about everyone I know who smokes it. Smokes dope anyway because it gets stoned, they enjoy it, relaxes you, calms you down. Just calms you down if you're angry, or just keeps you mellow, keeps your temper down a little bit. For me, it's everyday part of life, the old dope.
Men, it's up a steep hill for all the way, all right? But this is the only real big hill on the whole walk. So you're just going to dig deep on this one. When we get there, we're going to be staying in a hut.
It's a 48k yomp around the lake, and there's a lot of climbing involved in it. Now, most people take 3 or 4 days when they're going to do it. Now, we do it in basically a late afternoon. We set off, and then we do one big full day, and then we finish off on a very short day. So it's effectively 2 days we do it in, and it's arduous.
What's are you going, Jimmy? Up here, boys.
Sorry. Didn't want to get too close to the edge.
You're not behind your bunch?
No.
We set off, and about 2 hours from before we got to the hut, it was pitch black, and there were people slipping over and whatever, and it wasn't dangerous, because they're following the person in front of them, etc. But the bluff is literally sometimes a metre to your right, and it's probably 1,000-odd foot straight down.
Guys, don't walk off. Don't walk off, stay there. So let me get back to the front so I can control it.
I mean, people were absolutely shattered, and they were struggling, and people were cracking a little bit.
The boys walk 4 hours uphill and finally reach the hut at 8:30 p.m.
All the young men who've gone on the course have all had a contact with the police. So they're known to us, they're known to the youth aid section, and through a process of us seeing how they relate to each other, how they relate to us, or what's happening in their own lives, we've made the decision that they'd be a good candidate to go on that course.
The boys now, they've really gelled together as a group. We use all the physical and adventure training as a tool to get into this psyche and make the improvements there. However, we're going to start pushing them much harder now, and the better they get, the harder we'll push. And so there'll still be cracks, and they'll splinter, but when they do, they'll grow stronger. And by the end of the 15 weeks, it's going to be really, really hard to crack them.
The next morning we left at about 7:30. For the walking, we were tired as, and our muscles were sore, and we didn't get enough sleep, and we were hungry because they gave us wretched food. They push you too hard.
This is dumb.
Mātua pushes us all the time. Like when we're doing all we can do, and then they just start pushing us harder. Just want to start nothing out at them.
Come on, folks, there's a few slips, sweet. Whoa, yes!
Okay for me.
Mate, the brave way.
I think the intensity of it, to make them do things that perhaps they never thought they could do. Walk around Lake Waikaremoana in 2 days. It's not something I'd do. I'd rather enjoy the scenery. But here they're given challenges, they overcome challenges. So hopefully if they see that, I can overcome that physical challenge, then maybe they can then see that I can overcome the challenges that present themselves in my life.
It's day 2. The boys have been walking for 10 hours, covering 24 kilometres. They reach the cabins at 6 p.m, and once again they should be exhausted, but instead of sleeping, they decide to redecorate the roof of the cabin.
This is what we do in the cells, though.
Yeah. That's what we do in the toilets and locker.
We even do that in the old fucking holding chambers up at the courthouse.
Sick, dog. Or else if you don't got a lighter, just wipe all that black stuff off.
I was waiting for my bail conditions, though, up in the holding chambers, and they left me up there for 2 hours. Oh, yeah, and 45 minutes. So I hate them.
Not the Hastings Peaks, dog. They get it over and done with.
A couple of them are right.
Hey.
Man.
What is Rory seeing this shit?
Get on for quick. Oh, my fucking foot's sore.
My shoulders are sore.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I didn't do it.
We saw what was up there last night. We checked it, 'cause we ain't stupid. Where were you sleeping, son? Under there. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a picture of it, and where's it going to go? You've mucked up, mate.
Everyone was tagging, but it's only because Jacob had FTP on his hat, and he had Eastside on his hat, and he wrote, "Fuck the police" and Eastside. Idiot. People tag, put their hit so they be known to all their mates around, because the other trains and that, they go around New Zealand. Everyone gets to see it. Look at it, read it, admire it, respect it.
On the final day, we build it up. It's the big mad rush for the water taxi, and if they don't get it, they've got another 20k yomp out. And so there's a lot of incentive there. It was perfect, it was raining, it was miserable, it was slippery, it was muddy, it was everything we wanted, so a pack suddenly becomes waterlogged and very, very heavy.
Walking up all those hills, through all the bush, fuck. I'm never gonna go on something like that again. I honestly thought I was gonna die.
Your hat saved you, mate. The mighty hat. All right, how do you feel? Feel okay now? We were 6k into it, and we had another 11k to go, and Cody was walking down a steep bluff and tripped, smacked his head on a rock, and knocked himself out. His pupils weren't reacting very well to the light at all, obviously, so concussion.
Lads, really important, you got to bear with me on this one. Don't give Bodie any smokes, don't give him any to drink, don't give him any to eat, leave that to us.
Cody's fallen over, knocked himself out. Oh, did he fall over? But worked out for the best, obviously. Bad to say, but he's the man of the moment. He's getting a taxi, so we don't have to walk no more. I think Martha Rory was nuts doing this walking. If he told me to do it again, I'd say no fucking way. Unless we had at least only 4 hours a day walking. Sieg, I do have my suit, dog.
It's shared out between everyone, dog.
Yeah, he's full.
You're up. Yeah, mate.
Cody, dog. Do you want chicken or beef suit, dog?
Chicken.
You dog.
called the ambulance, the water taxi came over, the ambulance was waiting for him at the motor camp. That took him straight to Whitehall, and he was absolutely fine, and on the way through we picked him up. But you just can't be too careful with head injuries.
Casey said I might be getting kicked off, G. Casey said I might be getting kicked off.
Hey.
Yeah.
Why? What did you do? Go, Frankie, Rick.
It's week 11. Only 4 weeks to go till graduation. The morning starts with a debrief on Waikaremoana, and Rory makes a decision that has dire consequences for Jacob.
Continues to push the maturers to the limit. Just shows complete lack of respect.
One thing I have noticed with Jake is when he's in a group, he's very, very staunch. When he's by himself, he's actually quite a sensitive kid. I don't know if that's the right word. And he will open up to you, but as soon as he's back with the group, it's all on again.
Jacob has improved on areas within the course, but his ability to improve on the important things, on the safety issues, on the respect for equipment, but more importantly, the respect for the course and for the maturers, there's just none there. There never has been there. We've been waiting for it to change, but soon as he's pushed or stressed to any level whatsoever, this behaviour comes out again.
Yeah.
You needed this course. You needed it. We didn't need you on it, mate. I tell you that now. You've been a pain in the arse, quite honestly. We really didn't need you. But we genuinely, because our hearts were open to you, we wanted you on the course because we wanted to make you into a better young man. Because most of them, you needed it so much, son. But you just threw that in our face, every opportunity you got, to the point where people give in, mate. And we're human, and we've given in.
Oh, the second night I tried to hide my sleeping bag under the bunks and shit. Because I don't want to carry it. It was real heavy, and I don't know, and just heaps of things just built up. And I tagged on the roof, but everyone tagged on the roof.
We've tried everything we possibly can to try and keep you on the straight and narrow, so now, with a decision from the police and from us, you're off the course. And that's a crying shame, mate.
Continuous bad behaviour, pretty much, I don't know, just main thing was tagging on the roof at Lake Waikaremoana. I suppose it's a fair call because they have been trying for me, but they don't seem to want to change, really. It was helping me. Yeah, I don't know. Now I have to go to lock-up because it was part of my bail to do this course.
You fucked the police on the wall. You burnt it into the roof. Yeah, we were all doing it, but it was just only Jacob who got blamed just because I'd only said that, and he had it on his hat. Yeah, that was a bit wretched that he got kicked off, just only him, just for that. Yeah.
Tyson, your van's here.
Toy on, mate. Come on, your van's here, mate.
Changes in Tyson, heaps.
They're waiting for you.
His appearance, there's no anguish within Tyson anymore, like within the house. He doesn't go around booting doors, walls, yelling and screaming. It's just mellowed him right out by being on this course.
My support comes from my mum, you know, starting to communicate with people properly. Yeah, just not hiding away from them anymore.
I talk about it all the time. I talk to everybody about him, you know. It just makes me proud to see Tyson, a changed boy.
See you later.
Yeah.
Tyson, he's got a great demeanour. a lovely smile, good sense of humour. He lapses all the time, but it's his attention span. But he's getting better. And like these last couple of weeks, he's shown some marked improvement with his mental discipline, which is great to see.
What type of sprocket was it?
Eight.
It's an 8-tooth? It's a floating rim sprocket, eh?
Practical qualifications are an important part of the Youth to Men program. The boys need to have something to show potential employers, and basic chainsaw knowledge is a good start.
All the boys who attend the course are child, youth and family clients. The outcomes are actually really, really simple. They're that they won't reoffend, that they will be, if not in a job, at least employable. And then some really, really simple things like that they will be boys who will be able to stand up and look you in the face and say their name in a way that's intelligible to everybody, that they can take pride in the things that they've achieved, that they won't feel the need to do the things that have brought them to the police's attention in the first place because they'll see another way to get them.
Okay, so what I want is everybody standing up. That's a flat note, so I want you to go
Well put.
Once a week for the last 11 weeks, the boys have been training at Takitimu Performing Arts School in Hastings. They'll be performing in front of an audience at their graduation. Although their singing may need a little work, their fitness levels have improved considerably.
This is the second time they've done the Tamata Peak run. It's 6.5k from here, and it's uphill most of the way. They start off with 100 press-ups they've got to do with the syndicate. They then, from here, they get up to the middle car park, and they're going to have another set of exercises to do there. And then when they get to the top, they've got a set of exercises to fulfill there. And basically, the next syndicate will go 4 minutes after them and have to do the same thing. And obviously, it's a race, and see who the winners are. And that's basically it. So it should be a good physical test for them today.
Slow down a bit, boys. We've got to climb a bit of a hill, so shorter paces. Get the arms moving.
Come on, Cody. Put some effort in it, mate. Peter. Right, up here, man, for some exercises, then you carry on. What? Don't use your hands to push on. Hands down the head. 2.
Old Hayden, he's changed heaps. He's always been like good at sports, but no one's really noticed it because he's big.
18, hands down the head.
You can notice it now because he's always up there with, he just tries as hard as he can.
He's the only one that I can see that's changed because he was looking like a whale when he came in, but he doesn't look like that no more. He ran all the way up that hill without stopping. Me and Peter walked up it all the way, making it out like we ran. We only ran when the camera was on us to make it look good.
I'm really proud of them, and I'm proud of and the whole course. I mean, the whole time they've been there, they've just been different kids. Like I said, they look forward to getting up and things like that, you know, in the morning. And it's got them into a pattern too of like being back in the workforce, which I think our kids get too much free time and they're not getting up early and they just sleep till lunchtime. And you know, and they take pride in themselves too. You know, they actually comb their hair and wash their faces and brush their teeth and things like that.
Well done. Let's get to the cafe.
Hayden was awesome. He ran on sheer guts all the way. He started 16 minutes behind everybody. Awesome.
8 weeks ago, the boys struggled up Te Mata Peak. It's week 12 and they had to do the 6.5 kilometre run again. Hayden runs the quickest time on this course, 38 minutes. The fourth and last expedition is to Taupo, 143 kilometres from Napier. It's snowing and the boys are a little worse for wear after the weekend.
River Rafting New Zealand, under government law, the government tells us, we have to tell you, that river rafting is an adventure activity with a degree of risk. You have to be aware we cannot guarantee your safety.
Fuck that. My wetsuit is fucking soaking. Have I got mine on backwards? Yeah, it's all black. All black.
The boys are ready and waiting for Vance and Hayden, who are busy arguing over wetsuits.
This is mine. It's mine. It was hanging up there. Why is mine all wet now and it wasn't even a minute ago? No, mine's soaking. Mine was only on the way over here. Yeah. Oh no, this might be yours. I told you, boy. It's a bit big. Keep your wetsuit.
Vance and Hayden require help with the rest of their gear, and 10 minutes later, they're ready to join the others.
Beautiful. Throw your helmet on, head on out and see Mike.
So jump in, man. I'm going to teach you how to raft now, okay?
One thing that this course should be aiming at is to saying, yeah guys, here's an alternative to getting high. Jumping off the back of Tomato Peak, abseiling, it gives you a buzz. It's an alternative to smoking dope. It's all about alternatives, and then it's the young person's choice. They either choose one set of rules or normality or the other. It's over to them.
That water rafting was prima, but it's freezing in the end. Freezing, that was mean. Oh, scary.
Do it again now?
Yeah. It's alright now.
The boys have been given money for tonight's meal, so they go to the local supermarket where their mission is to keep within the budget.
1, 2, 3. Look at the thing of it. Some of them is spicy shit. Oh. No, that's not that. Sage and onion.
Sage and onion.
Chili and lime.
Look at all of that. That's only for one night. That's quite a lot, isn't it?
Okay, fellas, go through. Let the matus go through first. It's all healthy. And fuzzy there.
Tonight's activity is a kayak across Lake Taupo. It's an extremely cold night, and Vance and Hayden have decided they don't want to go, and they hope that if all the boys refuse to go kayaking, Rory will change his plans.
Fuck, I'm still cold and I've got 5 pairs of pants.
Start something like witty.
Dog, straight up, dog, I'm still cold.
And I'm still freezing too.
And I've got 5 pairs of pants on, 4 t-shirts, 3 jerseys, a pair of gloves, 4 pairs of socks and a pair of shoes.
Looking good. We're all ready. Right, lads, let's get into our wetsuits. Get your bags out. Go start moving our asses. We're on operation.
Don't know which my number is.
Jump it on.
4. Got yours on, Vance? Hayden, right?
Longer we wait, the harder it's going to be. Come on. Come on, guys.
You're joking, fellas, aren't you? Tell me you're joking. Hayden, you're doing so well, mate. I can't believe you're doing this, son.
Come on, don't give us the shit now, but
Nah, it's freezing. I've got 5 pairs of pants on, 5 t-shirts, 5 sweatshirts, a hoodie, a hat, a pair of gloves on, and I'm still cold.
I reckon it was just only freezing that night. And then it just started turning into shit, like up a mitty. And me, Peter and him and I said, oh, whatever, we'll do it. I was worried about getting kicked off the course. Because we only had a couple of weeks left.
No way, fellas. If you want to be off the course, that's up to you. The course finishes today. That is up to you.
So, what's your call, folks? What's your call, Vance?
They asked Hayden and Vance and Cody, and they still said no, so they got sent home that night.
You with me? Cody. Take a minute. Have a breath. Think about if this is the way you want it to go down, bro.
No, I know.
You have a think. Now you think for yourself.
I'm supposed to go kayaking out there. I'm cold inside. Notice I look a little bit bigger because I have.
I go you.
Plus these. Plus all my sweatshirts. We've got thousands of delays.
After 10 weeks together, it looks like the end of the course for Vance, Hayden and Cody, who are being sent home.
Hey, mate. Don't even go there, Hayden. Because they're not bloody idiots, mate. You want to be one. That's fine.
No, we're not being idiots. We're doing it because not telling you to get fucked. We're doing it because we're cold. We know we're going to get even sicker. We don't want to have to do that because you just want to make us push us to our limits.
Dave, can you get rid of these three, please? Just take them home. I'll be talking to the police before they get there, so yeah. Okay. Just get rid of them.
Vance, Hayden and Cody feel betrayed by Peter, Tyson, Hux and Himiona, but still wish them well.
Thanks for the course.
And no one can tell you what the pain's like, because only you
After
know.
all the fuss, Rory decides to postpone the kayak trip till the next night.
Now, those guys were incredibly weak. And that's what it is, it was just weakness. And the only reason they were strong for a while is because they thought everybody was going to do it. There's nothing right about what they've done. This is a 15-week course, not 13-week.
Like to challenge us, but when he gets challenged, it's all of a sudden go home. Go home. Yeah, they all dropped their nuts, the rest of them. As soon as they heard they were going to get kicked off, just bailed out on us. All dropped their nuts. If all of them had said that we wouldn't have gone kayaking or they wouldn't have gone home, I'd just stayed there but not gone kayaking.
Rope ball. The fact that he cheeked to even, say he wasn't doing it, to me, I would have just beat it up the arse and told him he was doing it, whether he was cold or not, but that's the difference. I suppose in today's society of human rights issues and stuff like that, how far do you go with these kids, Yeah. Like I said, in the old days, you could just beat their ass and they'd have to do it, Yeah. You're not going home to mum and dad, but now it's, if they've got frostbite and that, it was, these boys are neglected, stuff like that. So it's a catch-22 for both, I suppose, the instructors and the parents, because some parents don't like, let's say, physical punishment, but a bit of assertiveness, and then others, would appreciate that's what some of the kids do need, is a good bit out the arse, and Hayden needs it too occasionally, but he's never got it. I mean, I think twice he's had a hiding from his father in his whole life, and that's not a hiding like we would have got, so he's certainly not hard done by that way.
We're going to be kayaking across Lake Taupo and go somewhere on the other side. It's cold last night, but tonight it's warm.
The aim of this is for the boys, again, to be challenged, something outside the comfort zone, and to spend a bit of time in the outdoors in an environment that they wouldn't normally be in. It's a trip of a lifetime. The boys who aren't here, look, we'd love to have them here, but that was a choice that they made last night.
Well, I was going to do what they wanted to do, but I knew that was the wrong thing, so I just... because I wanted to stay on this course. It's only 2 weeks left. Might as well.
Confidence.
Yeah.
He has a lot of confidence. Before, he used to argue with his mother every day. Didn't want to do things, simple things like tell the dishes. Or I didn't have a feed, so I'm not telling the dishes, that sort of thing, Just being disruptive.
Oh, what makes me happy is my girlfriend, my mum and dad, and my grandfather. The only old one left in our family. I love them all, and I've made it this far.
All we can do is just love him, support him, and try and push him the right way.
Take us! Copy this. That's pretty mean, eh? Freaky at start, but mean.
Never, ever give up. Yeah, they'll disappoint you. They'll let you down. They'll go and reoffend. They'll do all that sort of stuff. Never give up. Keep trying and trying and trying. If you give up, then what's the point? That's how they see it. They think that we've given up on them. Show them love, show them commitment that I'm not going to give up. No matter what you do, I'm going to be in your face and I'm going to be there for you. Who knows, today, tomorrow, in 10 years' time, they'll turn around and change.
Rory and his team decide to let Hayden, Vance and Cody return to the course, as there are only 2 weeks left before graduation.
It's a constant challenge. Sometimes you do it and you honestly wonder why on earth you're doing it, but then there's something there that happens and you're always reminded why. And I love what we do, and as long as if we affect the boys in a positive way and we continue to do, I'll certainly continue to do it.
He's given me all these chances, and like, even though I've stuffed up so many times, it's like I've convinced him that I'm good enough to be on the course.
There's no consequences for them under 16. They go from like 10 to 16 of doing like a spree of crime usually, or you get the one that does the once off and stops, or you get the kids that need to do sprees of it, and by the time they hit 16 or the time it's jailable, it's too late for them. There's only one stop in that jail, and it's the big time and it's the big boys, and that's frightening.
In time. Okay, no clapping, you can't even step together. Okay.
They have changed, and they are really good. He's made positive steps in both his and Hayden's lives, that we've noticed a change. Just to see them graduate and something,
I basically just hope that Hayden has a happy life and travel around the world and see what the world's about, because you can't see it from where he is, and that's inside a glass bottle at the moment. Hey.
Hopefully there's some outlets out there that will take Tyson on and use his experiences that he's found along his journey throughout the course.
I want to find a job, anything really, that will start me off. And just only want some money.
Well, I might go help my old man out. I think he works for himself now.
I'm allowed to go work with my dad, just until I find me a job.
Want to do something like with sports or an easy job that pays well.
I don't want to be a fucking pick and save worker. Just anything but not at McDonald's or pushing trolleys or nothing like that. That's just embarrassing.
What I want to do after this course is woodworks or mechanics or something that you get paid for. I look forward to having a wife, kids, stay out of jail really, to get a good career and put bread and butter on the table.
"15 weeks ago, 12 boys started a course designed to give them choices that could change their lives. Their families start arriving at Te Aranga Marae in Flaxmere.
Who have you come to support? Tyson.
7 boys will graduate tonight.
Coming to support. Come, Cody's mum. Oh, you're Cody's mum. Hello, nice to meet you. I'm Ness.
Just gotta do pickle.
Don't feel like performing at all, though. Not the best of dancers.
I've got to cross both feet. If one goes, I can imagine them they're singing, are they going to sing a song or anything? I can imagine, oh God.
I really prepared my speech though, but it's always easier to tell the truth on stage. What is the truth? It is the truth. Always the truth and nothing but the truth. You said that Tyson called.
Oh yes, got plenty more people coming. Hello. Who are you coming to support?
Peter. I think he just wanted us there. I'm very proud of him. Like I said, I can't believe he did that course for 15 weeks, and 15 weeks is up.
Well, I ain't just skinny now, I got muscle. I'll stop stealing. Sort of slowed down on the drugs.
I reckon this course has changed me heaps. I've already promised my mum that I'm not doing any more shit. It's up to me to make a success in my life. Just gotta think what's wrong and what's right.
Working out, fitness, you do get something out of it, you get fitter, and you stand up taller, and you feel better.
Not going through what I used to go through with him, so I'm happy about his change and that he was a fair little bugger when I had him. But now it's, yeah, he's come a long way.
My son Tyson.
Tyson, oh, fine. Could you sit up the front so you get a really good...
Yeah, I love my mum. Just hope she thinks that I've done good on this course.
Just what happens to him after the course finishes. That's my biggest fear at the moment, is what's going to happen to Tyson when this is all over.
Each of the boys will have someone in the audience.
Kia ora, how's everybody? Welcome tonight to the graduation of our youth to men and a celebration. A wonderful celebration of success for these young men. And tonight, in front of their parents, in front of their peers, they get to stand and to share in the efforts of their success.
On behalf of the boys, I want to thank everyone. It's been the best course, and I think it's changed us a little bit. Yeah, party at Peter's house tonight.
We normally just have one award. This time we felt that it's just a real necessity to give two. So the young lad that's going to get this achievement is the one that we believe has improved the most physically. It's Hayden Hayward. Now we go on to the top student. This is the one that epitomises exactly what Youth to Men stands for. When you're really pushed and it really counts, when a man really stands up, it's showing that you've got the ability to look after other people when you want people to be looking after you. And this is a very, very special young man, and he's achieved incredible things on this course, and we're all incredibly proud of him. Peter Turing, well done, mate.
The highest achievement award, that's very special.
I was shocked because I was the top. I didn't think I was doing that well.
It would be great if they changed during the 15 weeks and never came to the notice of the police again. That's not a reality for some, but hopefully at some stage in their life after the course, the penny will drop and they'll make the change. Whether it's today or at 25, probably doesn't really matter as long as they do make the change. And if they make the change, then that's better for them and it's better for society. If we don't invest in them now, then some of them are going to end up in prison, and it's going to cost us $50,000, $70,000 a year just to keep them there. Tell me what the value is of a young person's life, because that's what we're trying to change.
This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.